something's just been shared online, and the wording was, reality is not something that you react to, it's something that you generate. And I honour this person for sharing it, because it just sums up the energy with which we all need to be working with in our lives. We are the creators of our reality, and if we still don't believe that, we're missing out on all of this incredible activation, limitless abundance energy to tap into, to harness for ourselves, to learn how to place it and work with it in our vessel, in our minds, because we keep holding on to past things, past stories, and we can't all get over the trauma and the pain and the hurt. We learn to manage it, we learn to move through those challenges without them guiding our current reality. We don't use or connect with the emotions of what's gone before to make decisions in the here and now. We have learnt from those situations, and we can't blame other people for things that have happened to us in the past. Like, I'm not saying that we don't have encounters with people who are just pure evil, but I'm saying there was something that we've signed up for. There was something that has been triggered in this electrifying energy right now. If we are sacred souls, if we believe ourselves to have a mission, and some people don't, and that's cool. I can't pretend what I hear. Like, there was a language that I was connected to before I felt awakened, enlightened, whatever we call it, when we collect to a high level of our own consciousness and also the collective energy as sensitives. But, we can't make it up, the stuff that comes into our minds. We can't, some people say there's a level of delusion that's quite good, because, the programming, we need to sort of have the delusion and the dreams and the imagination to maintain the true, authentic love vibration to create our dreams and not give up on ourselves and not fall into a system that numbs and dims our light. But everything that's come before now, it's been embodied and integrated, if we like. We don't need it. Like, past, present and future is like just merged. And if we keep blaming other people, if we don't take accountability for our lives, if we don't harness the divine feminine, the divine masculine, like leaning into flow and trusting what is presented to us in our lives is a beautiful power. We also need to plan. It's the physical reality, and me having never had a grand plan of various things, no one else put me there. Things happened that I wasn't necessarily aware of, but you put yourself in a sticky situation, and plans help us to look after ourselves. They give us a sense of reassurance, they give us a sense of stability, they give us options. We need options at the point where people are in chaotic and confusing energy. And this is no shade, there's lots to contend with right now. People are trying to survive. We are trying to survive. There's hustle culture that's also pushed on the people because of the imbalance and the lack of honourable distribution of wealth and goods and food and various things. But we are not victims. We are presented with choices every day, and it isn't easy to first observe them, because we've got masks on, we've got goggles, we've got to do our own accountability. We've got to see, like, where am I at? Where am I creating this? Is it coming from lack? Like, we don't lack anything. And if we still believe and still say, oh, this is not coming to me, or that's on us. That's the language that we use ourselves. That's the words we speak into the universe right now. That's the spirits that are listening. That is all our doing. Frequency and energy will, as many of us and many professors and energy masters have been talking about it for a long time now. I'm just part of the wave of the awakening, and so I share my story as a woman from England with my various gifts, and that will feed into the way that other people are sharing right now. And no one can give us validation, love, self-worth before we give it to ourselves. No one can give us the carte blanche or the green card or the answer. We have to have our plans. Things change and shift shape because you meet someone and there's a level of compromise that needs to come into consideration if a partnership is formed. But we are not here to save anybody. Like the healers right now, as we magnetize and connect with as we magnetize our reality, because we're creators, like we can't, people's wounding does come out, and I'm not devoid of wounding, but where we know that I can supply myself with everything I need in terms of love and peace and consistency and efforting and that stuff, and we're social beings, so we need the mirror. But if we can't come into divine union, we can't come into healthy friendships, partnerships, connections without a level of personal responsibility, stability, and we can't lie to ourselves. There's no one else that's going to be here to save us. This is it's a solo journey. Everyone else in our lives is a reflection of where we're at right now. Some people choose more people, other people move continually on a more solitary and narrow path, as you realise in the end, sharing our problems, doing all of this, doing all of that, that's all distractions. Like, it's lovely to hold space and to share and to be. I was recently in an unexpected grief circle, which was really quite a beautiful and sad experience, and that was a beautiful example of how we need to be there for each other in those moments, because doing that alone is just not what we're meant to do, because we're part of tribes and clans and groups to move through life's initiations and rituals and rites of passage and celebrations and ceremonies. But the I forms part of the collective, and if that is blurred, if that mirror is not clean, if that is still based on, that person's not doing that, or that's on us. And the stories right now are, like, if we have all of this feeling and emotion, if we are, it was interesting, I never considered myself an artist, but I've put a video out now, which, I do believe I have an artist's brain. It's that non-linear way of thinking, or however we connect with the energies in the realms around us and channel that energy through, is we think differently, and we are very emotional, and we're very deep, and sometimes we've got to figure out, not sometimes, the lesson in life is to learn how to master our emotions when we're here by ourselves in the dark, not needing to call people all the time or be attached to everything else around us. Like, we have to sit with it, and it's fucking dark and hard. And whether it's music or singing bowls or the tools that we need, we have to continue that practice daily. These are sacred practices to look after ourselves so that we can maximize the opportunities maximize the opportunities for our emotional, psychological, spiritual, physical bodies. And when I say opportunities, for growth, the healing of our physical vessel if we've been doing silly things, or the feeling of the healing of our mental body, like mental space, if we've been bombarded with a culture of fast-paced, over-stimulated information 24/7. The spiritual body, if we didn't know that we were connected to certain things and this, that and the other, how do we cleanse our energy daily? We pick up so much. If we consider ourselves sensitives, it's just not responsible to not do any of this stuff anymore. And I don't really want to hang around with anybody that does not take accountability for that, does not look after themselves, because that just means the imbalance in our connection is like they're just going to take from me. And I know there's a level of healer that it's not about me all the time, and sometimes we restore our energy and we're natural transmuters, so we connect with the darkness of that other person, and then I figure out ways. And that's why swimming at the minute for me is sacred. I have other things when the ocean is not around, but it's constant. Life is constant. We have to be consistent. Discipline is needed. That's if we want to level up. If we want to continue in one way, one life that we've been told to live, that's fine, and you can't be judged by anybody else. That's the choice. But we have so many choices, we have so many options, and by planning, by releasing, by journaling, by getting all of the emotions out and dealing with what we need to, we're not backed into a corner, we're not backed into a situation where we're dependent on another to get us out of something. We're not dependent on someone else saving us or giving us money. We're not dependent. Yes, there's time people help us out, or, you know, as I've said before, I mean, this is new moon energy, so I don't know why I'm circling back to various things, but again, this is my stuff. So it's we ask for help and we've never really had to ask for it, and then there's, you know, that's quite hard to do, but you get over it and then you get back to balance and you don't need to ask people for help anymore. And that's the flow. But with the planning, once the healing and the flow is sort of like embodied, like planning and discipline, consistency, it's part of the game. Like, if you think this is a game, if we believe that this is your level up, then Tomb Raider, or, you know, how we move through the levels, there's strategy, and that doesn't mean contrived or shady and like what you can get out of that person. No, it's not that. It's just, what are my options? What is for my highest good? How can I view this situation with healed eyes, with eyes that look at it from the highest good for me and the highest good of the collective? Like, if this comes to me, does that just benefit me, or does that benefit the collective? That's why personal healing is so much, because when we take accountability for our personal healing, we heal the world. That's part of the healing of the nations, and that tapping into healing that part of collective energy is a very powerful, magnetic and potent energy to work with as we learn, and I don't like that word again, manipulate, work with energy to create the reality that we want. 12, 13, you know, there are levels to this. That's what I've felt. Other people will have different views of what this is, but I do believe we've been put on the earth to learn. It's a school. The learning never ever ends. We spiral back round, but we are player number one. No one else is coming to save us. There might be a pot of gold there, or there might be like a secret stairs that gets you to that level quicker, and cool, there's a few shortcuts, but it all levels out in the end if we don't actually make the healthiest decisions for ourselves. At any one moment in time, it stacks up. And if we've taken on too much responsibility and we're not addressing that, it's the quicker we address, not quicker because it's not a thing about pace, but it's like the sooner we realise that it's on us, the sooner we make a decision to cut our losses, to cut, like, we don't see things as failure. It's just like, oh, I've tried that didn't work, or I've done that didn't work, move on. Like, the longer we linger in, oh, woe is me, and, you know, and there is a level of pain, but the victimhood mentality, the era, we just can't keep playing that narrative. It's like, it's boring. We're not honouring the light and the love that we have. It's a very low vibration. It's fear. It's part of the fear frequencies, and we can't live in love if that is a frequency. They're opposite skirts, so we choose. We either choose love, belief, trust, faith, strength, courage, daily, and then we slip, we fall, and we have a bit of a fuck it moment. But we just have to keep going. We can't give up on ourselves and then think, oh, you know, someone else is going to save it, do it all for us. Keep asking advice, no. We are the only ones, even in partnership, you know, to not get lost in the other person, that we have to have our personal, that can be aligned, and you can decide to work together we can decide to work together in partnership. But the goal and the mission is the I. And that's why having a mirror that is matched at where we find ourselves in our lives, i.e. like, I've done a lot of shadow work, I've done a lot of self-observation. I'm not saying I've got it all right, but I do know the energy I create. And it's not lack. And I can't be around lack because it's destabilising for me, because I'm sensitive. So I won't continue to put myself in a situation of lack or be around people that don't see their true potential I mean, there's a level of like mentorship and things that you do in terms of encouraging people to connect with their light, because that's the work we do as guides, mentor, coaches. However, these missions play out. For those of us that have taken a path of enlightenment, awakening, and having been to the darker realms and a level of this shamanic sort of psychic telepathic connection that I do go into, and it's not my soul always are. Like, I'm not a thief. My soul is very respectful of other people's soul, and there's always a level of permission that is there before I go into someone's field or auric field. But I naturally feel people's stuff, and so my choices and where I go and who I swerve is not really a personal thing. It's just like, well, I can see you're either doing all the work or not, and can I be in your life long term, or is this temporary? And can I handle that day to day? I mean, I at the point where I'm at now, I can't go out every day. I can't be in other people's energy every day. That's not me honouring my mission. I'm meant to be sharing messages this way, whether anyone listens to it or not. 1616 is a level of purity, a level of sacred. I'm not like, oh, I'm a pure soul and I don't do anything, bad, and I don't fuck up. No, it's just the heart's intention. I just love. I want everybody to do well. I want everybody to level up. I'm not jealous of anybody. I don't want anybody else's life but mine. Just want to do what I've been put on the earth to do, and I will have nobody knock me off that. And there's another side of me that will come out, and part of the responsibility is to maintain my love vibration so that I don't put myself in a situation where that has to come out, because I'm a warrior and I've done all the fighting in past lives, as I've said, and right here, right now, the language I choose to use is not fighting. Anybody that pushes and provokes that is definitely not part of my soul family. Anybody that pushes and provokes those things out of me, again, it's not a blame, it's just the energy with which I'm approached, I'm talked at. I don't welcome that. That's just not, it's just like, fuck off, just deal with your stuff. That's not mine. I don't have anything to spit verbally at people. And emotional manipulation, all of that stuff just comes from us not addressing ourselves and shying away from our true power. Because we're the creators of our own reality, and these times between, whether we believe in portals or not, 7/7 to 8/8 is always huge, and there's just so much going on right now. It's our choice.